Hi and welcome back to Leaner's Life. Today we are going to DIY these panels seen here. We're going to DIY them for a headboard as seen in this picture. So these panels are about $300 online, but the cheapest I found was $179 through Amazon. But we're going to do it for about $80. So let's get into it. I bought this wood from Home Depot. It was a bigger sheet. I got it cut 24 inches by 8 inches. It didn't cost that much. I got 3 sheets cut to that size in case I have extra, so I can have extra wood, and it only cost about $25. So you start with your fabric. I cut my fabric a little bit bigger than the board. I put the board on the fabric and cut to leave some room, so when I fold the fabric over, there'll be plenty of room because you still have to put the cushion in there. So the cushion, I did the same way. I got the cushion from Walmart. The foam cushion probably cost like $8. It was really inexpensive. So I put the board down on the foam. It was a big sheet of foam, and I cut the big sheet of foam down. So I'm putting the board on the foam, and I'm going to cut the foam as closest to the edge of the wood as I can. The closer you get it to the edge of the wood, the better look it will have, the better finished look it will have. So I'm just cutting and cutting and cutting. Again, just cut as close as you can to the wood board. You do not want any overlay of the foam on the wood like that. The look will be puffy if you have overlay like that. It will not be straight, and the boards will not fit together correctly if it's puffy on the edges. So you want to cut as closely to the board as possible. Once you get it as close as you want it, once you get all the foam cut as close as you want it to the board, you keep the board on top of the foam, pull the foam out at the edges, and clip the edge at each corner. So you're going to pull the foam at the corner of each at each corner of the board, and then you're going to clip the foam off right at that edge. Once that's done, your foam will look like this. So it will have little indentions at the corners, and it'll be like a straight edges. This will help make the corners look better when you fold over the fabric. Now you are ready to fold over the fabric. So we're going to fold over the fabric and staple it. I'm going to start stapling in the middle, pull the fabric over in the middle of the board, and staple in the middle of the board. Once I get that first staple, I'm going to move over to the right side of that staple, and I'm going to do another staple. So now I staple to the right of the first staple. Then I'm going to go all the way over to the corner, and I'm going to do one more staple at the corner. Also, when you're folding over the fabric, you just want to fold it over and lay it down. You do not want to pull it. If you pull it, it will put lumps in your fabric. Now I'm going to go on the left side of the first staple, and I'm going to staple in the middle of that area. Then I'm going to go all the way to the corner and staple again. So these staples do not have to be even or a certain amount apart, a certain amount of width apart. Just staple it wherever you feel like it needs to be stapled. So this staple isn't going down correctly, so I'm going to hold the wood down and then staple to get it stapled in better. So then I flip it to the other side, and I begin to do the other long side, and I do the exact same thing. So I just adjusted my foam because my foam was moving a little bit, so I adjusted it a little bit. So I fold over the fabric in the middle of the board again, and I lay the fabric down, and I staple one staple in the middle of the board. Then I go to the right of the first staple, staple again, and then I go to the corner, folding over the fabric, and I staple one more time. Then I do the same thing on the left side of the first staple. Now that I am done with both of the long sides, I am going to do the short side in the edges. So I'm going to cut a diagonal line from the end of the fabric toward the board. This helps when you fold the fabric over. So I fold the fabric, the piece that I cut down, and then I fold the fabric that is sticking out in. Once I get both sides folded in, I fold the fabric over onto the board, and I add a staple, and I start from the corner to staple. I start stapling at the corner instead of at the middle. So I staple each corner. Once I staple each corner, then I will staple I will put one staple in the middle of the fabric. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other end. I'm going to cut from the end of the fabric diagonally up to the wood. Once I get both sides cut, then I fold in the loose pieces, the pieces that I have cut and that are loose. I fold those in. Once those pieces are in, then I fold in the rest of the fabric that's left to make it even with the board. Once I get the edges folded in and it's even with the board, I fold it over with the board. I begin stapling at one corner, then I go to the next corner. So I do one staple on each corner, and then I do one in the middle. Once I get those done, the board is complete. So I am going to do about 9 to 12 of these, and I'll hang them on the wall, and I will show you the finished product. Already stuck a few on the wall. I have stuck 3 on the wall. I wanted to see how long they would last with the command strips that I am going to be using, and they stay up there pretty well. I've had them up for probably about 3 days, and like I said, I'm going to be using these command strips. They are the picture command strips that hold about 9 pounds. They are really specifically made for picture hanging, but my panels aren't really that heavy, so I thought these may work, and these would be what I am using. I like them. They work very well. Like I said, I had the other ones up for about 3 days, and none of them have come off the wall yet. And I have them right where the head of the bed is, so you would think they would come off quicker, but none of them have came off yet. So I'm going to stick with the command strips. And basically with the command strips, it's like a Velcro, so you tear them apart. It's 6 in a pack, but you can only use 3 because you have to tear them apart and put 2 of them together to make the hole stronger. Once you get them together, you will flip your panel over. So that's what I'm gonna do, flip my panel over. Once I get my panel over, I will remove the paper from the back of the command strip. So I put the command strip on top of the panel like that because I only have one hand while I'm recording. But I remove the paper from the sticky side of the command strip and flip it over onto my panel. And I stick the command strip in the middle of the panel. So I put it in the middle of the panel so it have a better hold. I didn't want it to only be holding up one end, and I didn't want to use multiple of the command strip because, like I said, it is 6 in a pack, but in reality it's only, you can only use it as 3 because you have to put 2 of them together. So you're gonna push that down, you're gonna put pressure on it for about 30 to 40 seconds. The way I look at it, the longer the better, but I tried to keep pressure on it for at least 30 seconds. Once your 30 seconds is up, then you can peel back the paper from the side that is exposed. Once you pull the paper back from the side that is exposed, this is the sticky side now, and you will stick it onto the wall. So let's stick it on the wall and see what happens. So right now I'm just trying to line it up before I fully press the panel against the wall, because once you press the panel against the wall with the command strip, it's kind of hard to pull it off. So you want to make sure you have everything lined up the way it should before you start pressing it against the wall. So I have it lined up the way I want it, and I just press it against the wall. I do the same amount of time, like put pressure against it for 30 to 40 seconds again to create a secure hold. Now the panel is attached to the wall, and I'm just smoothing it out because I had a handprint from putting pressure on the panel. So now I'm going to continue to apply the panels to the wall. This is how it turned out. I think it turned out very well. It is a lot cheaper than buying the panels online. I really love my new headboard, my panel headboard. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. I will definitely answer any questions you have. I love the way it turned out. If you guys want to try this DIY, I more than encourage you to try it. Right now I'm just adjusting a piece of fabric that was sticking out, but I really love the way it turned out. And again, like I said, it was a lot cheaper than buying these panels online. Thank you for watching Lena's Life, and stay tuned for more DIYs.